You ain't seen nothing yet. It's also got a very nice power chord section. I'm sure you're going to recognize this. And a cool lead solo which should sound something like this. Here's a second solo, but let's get you started with the song. And we're opening up with some nice, cool, clear chords. We're looking at the basic A chord, finger 1, 2, and 3. I like swapping my first finger and my middle finger around, so I play my A like that. G, I'm sure you know that. You may use fingers 3 and 4 at the bottom as well. And then D, the advantage of this G that I'm showing you now and that D is you don't have to move your ring finger. And when I change back to the A, watch my first finger changing back to A. So there's sort of advantages from playing your chords slightly different in different ways. Now the strumming is the fun part for this. I'm going to quickly zoom in on my strumming hand. And our basic rhythm pattern should be something like this. You can add an extra down up at the end of it like this, if you want to as well. In fact, I actually prefer the second version, but if the chord changes are a bit quick, then go with the first one. Now, I normally use a pick, as I'm sure you know from my videos, but for this one I find strumming with my first finger is much quicker, much faster. So what I do is I tuck my pick into my middle finger. You can see it's like that, and when I need to use it, I just slide it out with my thumb. When I've finished, I put it back, and I can play quite nicely. So at speed now, it's going to be something like this. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. And I'll notice that with the group of 4 notes, there's 4 strums, 1, 2, 3, 4. We must strum starting on an up stroke. So it's up, down, because we want to end on a down beat for the down strum. So it's, and like I said, you can add an extra before we change. Now I'm going to zoom out to show you how the changes go with this as well. When we're playing it through, the A runs an entire rhythm pattern. In other words, the A is going to run this that you've just done. But the G and the D are going to share that rhythm pattern. So you're going to go from the G, and what's actually happening there on the 4th stroke, the down stroke in the group of 4 we just spoke about, you have to change from the G to the D. So slow motion, first strum, another group of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see the change there. And then you stay on D for the following. And if you want to add the down up, so you can have something like this. And if you put everything together now, we're going to have this 1, 2, 3, 4, and there I didn't add the extra down up, and now I will 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I want to go to the solo and I need my pick, I just pull my pick out like I showed you right now, and when I'm finished I can tuck it back like that. But before we go to the little short solo, the introduction, we're going to look at the next part of the song when he sings, I think that any love is good love. It's the 3rd line of the 1st verse, if you've got the PDF. If you don't, let me know. And it's going to go from the D, bar chord, and it's a lot of bar chords happening the whole way through. So let me walk you through those bar chords before we tackle it. As mentioned, we're starting on a D for the 3rd line. It's a full bar, so it's... And now comes the change to an F bar chord. Notice my thumb disappears. My first finger goes straight. It's barring all 6 strings in the 1st fret. Middle finger goes into the 3rd string from the bottom, 1, 2, 3. And fingers 3 and 4, your ring and pinky, go to the 5th and 4th strings. And now I've got the F chord. When we go to G, nothing changes except for the positioning. So my fingers remain in the same shape. Slides up, there's my G. We're then going to go from there to an A. It slides up 2 frets again to A. Notice my shape hasn't changed, just the position from where I play it. So F is at fret 1 to recap, G is at fret 3 to recap, counting from my first finger, A is from number 5, and now the C sharp minor, back 1, downward with fingers 2, 3, and 4. Now the diagrams are on the PDF as well, but if you're not sure, drop me on WhatsApp. Now the trick is for the F to the G, they're going to share, and then the A to the C sharp minor is going to share, so it's going to sound something like this. And from there on, F sharp minor comes in next, fret number 2. Notice I've let go with my middle finger, that's my minor shape, F sharp minor, 2nd fret, B minor, and each of these 2 chords have their own full strumming pattern. And when I go to a normal standard E, we just do 1 strum. So if you take it through now from the beginning of the D with the changes and everything, we're going to have something like this from the 3rd line. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 and 3 and 4, and then we go to the loud overdrive section, the part that's going to sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that part there. Now I'm going to just walk you through where the power chords are. I'm switching my overdrive off now, so if you're playing it acoustic, you can have more of a sort of a true tone to what I'm using here. Again, as with bar chords, you've got a similar shape that's moved across. With power chords, we can almost think of it as an abbreviated bar chord, but I don't want to go too much into that. Opening chords in A5, the 5 means power chord. We're starting at fret 5 as well, that's just coincidence. So fret 5 and the fact that it's an A5, those 5s are just coincidence. First finger there, you no longer have to flatten your fingers, your thumb can come up if you want to. And you put your ring finger there, or your pinky, and some guitarists even like using their ring and their pinky. So you can play 3 strings, or you can do it like that with a flat ring finger, or you can put it with a pinky. I'm a pinky person, so I'm going to go for the pinky, but I'm quite happy with any one of those 3 variations. From the A5 to the E5, must have the definite silent pause. Jump up to the E5, which is fret number 7, my fingers tapping, and the pinky just follows. So again, we can see the shape remains the same. It's from where we're playing it that changes. There's my E5, fret 7. Then you stay on those 2 strings down to fret 5. There's my D5. So you're going to have, when he sings your ain't seen nothing yet, it's A, 2, 3, and E, 2, and 3, and repeat now, A, 2, and 3, and it goes through 3 times. And on the 4th time you do this. I think on the intro I just played it through twice instead of 3 times, just to give you an idea of what was happening. But the last section now, on the 4th time, you start off again like we did. A, 2, 3, and E, D, C sharp, fret 4, B, fret 2, and then you go to the main lead solo. Now before we do the main lead solo, I want to do the little intro part, which goes like this. It's quite easy. I'm going to zoom in nice and close and walk you through that now. And again, I am assuming you do have a copy of the PDF, so you can refer to the tab for the intro tune at the top of the page. Start at fret number 5 on your 2nd string, your B string. Then you count 2 beats, so that's pick, 2, 3, and then you'll see a 5, 7, 5, 3. Now, I want to do it like this. And what I'm doing there is, I'm not picking each note, I'm picking 5, I'm hammering on with my ring finger and pulling off, and your first finger mustn't lift. One more time. 1, you can see it pointing at it. 2, 3, and then I jump back to play the 3 after that. I then count 2, 3 for the last section, which is going to start off at fret 2, and I go like that. Okay, so if I zoom out, the phrase should look and sound like this. Now remember, I've been strumming with my pick hiding over here. So I'm going to play the solo. I slide him out with my thumb, and I'm going to get this going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 2, 3, and there you've got your first riff, or your first little solo intro tune. And then we got the main solo, which is going to be played quite high up. I'm going to put a bit of overdrive on and zoom in up close for that. It's a really cool solo. It starts quite high. We're looking at about 2/3 down your PDF now, and it's a 14. There's fret 14. Remember to count double dot is 12. It's a quick reference. And you're going to go. And I'll do a double hammer on pull off there. You can actually see the amount of times I'm picking. You can see my hand was quite stationary after doing that hammer on and pull off. And to get to the 12 and 10, I quite enjoy a slide. So it's pick, pull off, hammer on, pull off, slide. And what I wanted you to notice there when I slid was that hand didn't move. So it's a bit exaggerated, but he didn't go anywhere. Okay. Once you've got that, you go to the 11 on the 3rd string. It's got a little bit of a bend, like a, but not really a pronounced bend. So far we're going to have this. So it's not even a full bend, it's sort of like a quarter bend. And you can do a pull off, or you can do a slide. And then next phrase, you'll notice I've grouped the tabs into little parts. 11, 9, 8. I like doing a pull off, pull, slide, and then you get a very melodic part which goes from the 6, 7, 9. We're still on the 3rd string, looking at the next line now. Notice the slides. So it's pick, hammer, slide, pick, and then you got 3 little pairs of notes which are going to go 7, 6, 9, 7, 9, 7. I'm just going to move the guitar to the other leg of it. I found we were going a bit to the top of the frame over there. So I'm looking at the last phrase now. We've just done that part which goes 7, 6, 9, 7. Here's my 7, 6. You see the note at the top there. And then you finish off with the 5, 4, 5. I like the slide to the 9. It just sounds cool. And you finish off like that. Now if I zoom out, your solo should be something like this. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Oh, there I made a mistake. And then. Don't copy my mistake, please. I'm going to try it again, and hopefully we'll get it right this time. Notice I do these videos in one take, so there's no advanced editing or anything like that. The trick is to keep it honest and keep it real. And if you make a mistake, let it go, it's fine. That's how we learn. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. And that, in essence, is all we need to play You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet. That solo does get repeated again later. Listen to the song, there's a lot of delay, a lot of echo on the song as well. So the notes do overflow and overlap, but it's really melodic, really easy. And I hope you enjoy the study. Clear chords, bar chords, and power chords, and a solo. Have an awesome week. Take care.